Skeletor and Beastman. I've had a song stuck in my head for at least almost 20 years now. I looked it up before this review. It's just been latent in my head. It's not a good song. I mean, it's not a bad song. Don't look it up with your parents around. Like, it's a very, filthy song. I think it's hilarious. I just remember years ago, my friend Tyler, who I used to hang out with, and we, had budding musical dreams. There was that metal song by like Narkill. It's like a comedy joke, way, way lowbrow, terrible song. But like it's like Beastman and Skeletor and Beastman, and it's just like a silly song, and it's like a terrible love story between these two. But just forever in my brain is Skeletor and Beastman. So if you know the song, you're in a rare special club. If you just look the song up, or you're gonna look it up after, I'm sorry, but you're also welcome. So, yeah, it's Skeletor and Beastman by Narkill. This is the Toon Beastman, of course. I think this has a stellar head sculpt. The accessories, the Toon, is kind of goofy, but look how cool that is. I had to bring that up while it's fresh in my mind. This is Skeletor, the evil samurai of destruction. He's so rad. You see in the comics, let me pull out a mini comic here. We saw since the second issue, which I don't have handy, but you see this like kind of oozy. If you look at Skeletor, like his armor's kind of oozy woozy, so you wonder, and the mini comic it's not super on the nose and going over everything in like excruciating detail, which I kind of like. It's just breezing through it and snappy. But you saw this Skeletor and you're like, man, that's super rad. How's that going to come about? So they didn't really explain it, but he's got all samurai'd up, which is very cool, and it translates well to the figure. He's samurai with Shredder. The proper Beastman in the Turtles of Grayskull, obviously, line is all samurai'd up as well. So they really went for the samurai thing for the baddies, and yeah, so you have this awesome cape, fantastic. I love it. Ooh, the bracers, the arms. He's all roided out. He just looks so cool. Of course, that does come off. Get all your different looks. Man, I don't even know if I want to swap him any, because he just looks so freaking cool. Who would you swap him with? At this point, we have Swap City going on. Just all kinds of options. I am excited to get the He-Man in the line, the normal He-Man, the Stealth Ninja He-Man, which we've seen some more pictures of that. He looks super, super cool. He's got all this gear and like a face mask. So it'd be cool to have like the He-Man to go with it. For now, you can see like Leonardo, the same size, roughly the same Motu buck. And so, if we're doing like the proper comparison, the Donnie as they go toe to toe, or maybe Mezco Leo in his He-Man hair. But yeah, I love this Skeletor. He's so rad with his Kusarigama. They're not, I keep thinking of them as nunchucks, but they're not. The Kusarigama, like the goat head thing, the blades, super, super rad. I love this guy. Let's, what would Skeletor look like if he was, you're like, imagine he's in like the Coliseum from the comic, and they just have to throw down. He goes all Goku, like they're fighting him. He keeps his shin guards on, because it's like, if you gotten kicked in the shins, you know how that goes. But look at him, he's just like, oh, thumbs up, John Cena. So yeah, come on, this Skeletor is rad. This line apparently made in Vietnam, which is interesting. A lot of figures, they're made in like China and whatnot, which is cool. Vietnam you don't see too often, so that's neato. But yeah, this wave has been stellar. Obviously we've loved Casey, we loved Mikey up there, he's chucking around. Skeletor, I did bite and get Teela, right? Because so these figures aren't properly out yet. Really, wave 2 is basically leaking over into the stores. I don't know what's taken so long, or what the actual planned rollout is. You've been able to get Wave 2 from like Big Bad Toy Store or Entertainment Earth, but I think they were shipping out like international versions. So it seems folks are like slowly getting, Slaker, Krang in store properly. And Wave 2, I think, has shown up sparsely. In my stores, I'm still really just seeing good stock for Wave 1 start to hit. So, that's cool, but it's just taken forever. All that to say, on eBay is where I got all these figures for roughly double the price, basically like 45 each. They retail, they're like, I think they're 20 bucks, 22 depending where you get them. So, 40, 45 I don't think is too crazy, especially if you're an impatient guy like me and you just need to get Skeletor in hand. I waited on Teela because I was like, I don't want to break the bank. But Teela, they just dropped the price. They dropped her to 40, the eBay store I go to. So it's like literally double, and that's including shipping. So I bid on that, so Teela will be delivered, I think, at the end of the week. But yeah, Turtles of Grayskull, just a super fun, fantastic line. You know what? You know what I'm going to do? We're going to do a heroic Skeletor and an evil Leo. Leo actually does have one more piece. And I'm going to keep the leg things. I like the legs. But look at that. Heroic. This is Skeletor if he took a better path. Now Leo is complete in his that looks sick, actually. It's the best line. It's the best line. Leonardo and Beastman. I'm sorry. I gotta get that song out of my brain. It's a good. I like. You know what? I like this song. What? Here is the glorious packaging on Skeletor. He's a baddie, so he's got Skeletor. He's got Shredder. He's the evil samurai of destruction. This guy looks fantastic. This display for these always stellar. Look at him fighting Donnie. This one, look, you have all the turtles in the background. And, ooh, look at that. I didn't notice this until now. That's Stealth Ninja He-Man. So this is like the final battle. You got Beastman in there, Leo. Everybody is just going to town. That's awesome. And it's cool that they pit him against Donnie. Like the artwork, they didn't do all like the stereotypical choices you would think where like Skeletor's always fighting Leo or this or that. They really just mash it up. They're doing crazy, wild things. And I'm here for it. So you can see here, you can fit the Kusarigama into his hand. So they're not Chucks. It's a Kusarigama. I guess it's because like the whole bladed thing. But man, that's so rad. Of course, the patented flap. This wave, I flapped it so freaking good. There's the stellar comic there. Everybody's going to town here. Not a ton of accessories on this guy. So you get the cape, you get the Kusarigama. They're in there. And they're really good. Super cool. Like the, I don't know, it's like a ram skull. What kind of animal? I don't know. Like the blade. It's not a real chain, but it's not connected. I like that they made like a plastic chain out of it. So you get kind of the best of both worlds. Keep the cost down, but you still get a cool chain thing. And then just pop him out. And they feed the cape through the back. Pretty nice cape. It's you see like there's the textured on it, like tattered, really cool. It's molded, so you get the pose. So you're limited to that pose. That's why people like cloth goods. But it is a very nice bendable rubber. Incredible. So yeah, there's your accessories. That's all that's coming. Ah, you know what I totally forgot? I forgot Skeletor also comes with a vial of ooze. Because he's been mutating everybody all up. Dang, the vial, I was just like messing around, going through the accessories, and I realized I totally forgot about the vial of ooze. But there you go. So this is the proper real Skeletor. I'm so sorry. How could I? Technically, you can pop the head off if you want to go no cape. The armor, of course, the armor pieces are going to come off, so you can get just like the bare, if you just want just the rippling chest. Nipples, real people have nipples, so why should that surprise us? It should not. Oh, hold on. Can you hear my neighbors? They're currently trying to chop up their tree with the world's worst chainsaw, apparently. Maybe it's the world's hardest tree. I don't know. But yeah. So one also thing, I guess technically accessories, his bracers just slide off like that, which is kind of cool. I like that. They just kind of hop on. And then, of course, he's got the skirt. So, like I said, and the little leg bracer things, which are really neat. His little toes. I think this figure's fantastic, but they clearly blew the budget on accessories with Casey Jones. So there we go. Skeletor and his Kusarigama. Thanks for joining. Like, follow, subscribe. Take care, folks.
Skeletor and Beastman. Nyah. I can't play the actual song because of copyright restrictions, and it'll probably get me banned because it's really bad. But it's cool. It's a fun song. If you have a little sense of humor, and 20 years ago, my friend sang it. It's funny. Skeletor and Beastman.